Okay, with that, we'll start the DVD. So we'll start with the activity given activity. It's identification of research gap. Right? You discuss and identify the research gap relevant for the each paragraph. We discuss about the first one. It is regarding the knowledge gap. Now we are discussing about the second chapter. Galle, you will see. I will start. In the Sri Lankan, the education organization or whole cities are listed in the World Education Organization or the World University Rank list. Number one is Colombo University. Then the University of Chicago, the Lanka University. Lanka University හතරයි රැන්ක් කරලා තියෙන වර්ල්ඩ් රැන්ක් මේ හතරෙන් එකක් තමයි කරන්නේ. Okay, start. Where are they? But the participants are not in. But at the end of the class, you will be there. Now, if you want to test, you can meet the attendance. Paragraph, so next second paragraph. You can't see. Okay. But I think my is regarding the theoretical gap. We just figure it out. Theoretical gap. Second para wait for the answer. Yes. Just read it and identify. So what is the research gap? So that's highlighted in the second paragraph. Wonderful, that's a net. Okay. Okay, what did you try? Yes. Yes. No idea. It identified about the research theories, right? Moreover, different theories such as general strain theory, social learning theory, social norm theory, and have been used to understand why the cyberbullying occurs, and they are related to the general norms, and this story stereotypes have not been discussed in this regard. So what it describes? The lacking where in the research theory, right? So therefore, the second paragraph it highlights about the yes theoretical gap. Theoretical gap. Okay. Next paragraph. Yes. Next paragraph. So just sentence. What it identifies. Further, current study will shed more light on how workplace cyberbullying is manifested by exploring its general nature in the Asian cultural context. What it identifies? Empirical, yes, empirical gap, right? Empirical gap. In the Asian context, it has not been tested. It has not been tested empirically. That means it's an empirical gap, right? Okay, next one. Next para. Read it. What it identifies. Specifically important as much as readers conduct is conducted in the Western context research on the cyberbullying at workplace and blah blah blah. What it identifies? Yes, mainly it discusses about the population or okay. Western context research on cyberbullying at the workplace have been largely more quantitative, according to these researchers, and looking at a simple correlation or meta-analysis, systematic review, lacking in the exploration in actual experiences. In-depth and the detailed analysis of the experiences of the considerable number of participants in the current study will be provided more empirical and detailed understanding of the phenomena. What it describes? Yes, it identifies a lot of analysis, right? So what identify? Methodological gap. Maybe research that. So that regarding this research, it has not been tested according to this analysis. Right? Methodological gap. The last one, last para. Yes. Okay, give me 1 second.
Nama Airbus, common manual Airbus ne. Airbus ne. Second floor.
I updated it. You just got the LMS and make for the LMS.
Itu mantis.
Same project. Smart. Updated. Read the last one. Culture. After a long time, no? Practical knowledge. We just read the paragraph and identify the research gap. Identify the research gap, legal is great. Practical knowledge gap. Why are we practical knowledge gap? Practical knowledge gap. Sustainability. Last para. What is this? Yeah, yes. That is, that is what they are giving. Practical knowledge gap, exactly it is describing about the practical gap or practical knowledge gap. I hope it's clear to you. So this is the way how you can address the research gaps in your problem statement or problem paragraph. Okay. So then at least as an undergraduate, you need to highlight two research gaps in the research problem. Right? It may be in the population gap, or it may be in the empirical gap, or it may be the knowledge gap. Whatever the thing, you need to highlight two research gaps in your dissertation research problem chapter. Okay. So now we identify the research gaps. Clear to you? So then we identify the research gaps. At least you need to identify the two research gaps via research problem. Right? Now we are discussing about the we can write the research problem. Right? The way of writing the research problem. Right? Research problem is normally based on the one variable. Right? Based on the one variable. How many variables we discussed in the last week? Yes, we identified two variables. So what those are? Yes, dependent variable and the independent variable. The first image. What may be the dependent variable? The problem is what? Power. Right? So therefore, what may be the dependent variable there? Yes, quantitative versus qualitative. What may be the problem? What may be the problem there? We discuss it. What it is? It's poverty. Right? So you apply the dependent variable and independent variable there. Yes. What is the variable? This is dependent variable. Poverty is a dependent variable. Poverty is not an independent variable. Why? Poverty because of some reasons. Right? Just poverty can't identify it. So poverty is it's because of some reasons, because of some causes. Right? So then what will be the independent variables? We don't know. So that is what we are going to search. What are the reasons for the harm? Right? In the second example, yes, second example, we identify it as a, what is the problem there? Air pollution. Right? Air pollution. So then, what may be the dependent variable? What may be the dependent variable? What is our problem? Air pollution. What may be the dependent variable? Air pollution is the victim there. Right? So there are some other factors affecting for this air pollution. We don't know. We can call them as independent variables. Independent variables. What we are doing here? The factors affecting for the air pollution. Factors affecting for the air pollution. Third one, cash flow management. Right? So cash flow management, or else sometimes we have the plus cash flows, or else sometimes we have the negative cash flow. So it's depend on some factors. What may be the factors? Yes. We don't have the proper planning for the marketing strategy. So therefore we have the plus or minus cash flows. We don't have the investment strategy, proper investment strategies. We don't have the capital structures properly. So those things may be the reason for minus and plus cash flow. So therefore, what is the dependent there? Cash flow is dependent, right? Because of the capital structure decisions, working capital management decision, and the dividend policy decisions, and likewise. So therefore, independent variables are, yes, independent variables are those. So then the dependent variable, negative or else fluctuating cash flows, even it is a plus or minus. Clear? Right. Fourth one, what is the fourth one? Global warming, right? It's because of some reasons. So what may be the reasons? Yes, global warming. What may be the reasons? Very good. Gas carbon on it. Gas carbon down. Yes. Greenhouse gas. Okay. Corner. Friend of someone. Yes. Yes. Reason. Reasons. Reasons for what? Reasons for? Reasons for environmental pollution. Anyway, right? So air pollution or else the greenhouse gas, as you said, gas that increase. So those things may be the reasons for what? Reason for the global warming. What is a dependent variable? Global warming, independent variables identified these things. So then, can you compare this dependent and independent variable? You link this dependent variable, independent variable with the research problems, right? So, which variable is more focused on the research problem? Is it a dependent or independent variable? Independent or dependent? We are discussing about the research problem by highlighting both dependent plus independent, but more focus on the, yes, those who say the independent, raise your hands. Independent. Dependent. You might know that. Okay. Dependent. Why did you go to dependent? Okay. Independent. Both focus, the most probably the independent plus a dependent variable focus on the creation of the research problems, but we are based on the dependent variable. Always we are discussing about the poverty, but it is. It's a dependent variable. What we are going to find? The reasons for the, we identify the influence problem and the reasons. So then what we are finding about? The reasons for this poverty, reason for this air pollution, reason for this global warming, reason for the negative cash flow. So therefore, when you are writing your research problem, you have to focus more on the dependent variable. Dependent variable. Right. So when we are writing the research problems, you can take the academic perspective plus the managerial perspective. Right? So what do you mean by academic perspective? Academic. Once you heard the word academic, let's how do you very good. Academics in the sense researchers, researchers, lecturers, academia, lecturers, teachers, academic in the sense it highlights more probably the researchers' findings. When you are writing the research problem, you have to highlight. Now we discuss two things. The first thing is the gas, and the second thing what it is. It's a dependent variable. It's a dependent variable. So now we need to bring the academic perspective plus the managerial perspective. Managerial perspective in the sense we have to include some practical aspects to our research problem. Right? Academic perspective in the sense you need to support the problem with the previous literature review. පෙන්නන්නෝනේ මෙයා මෙහෙම කිව්වා මට මෙහෙම ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා ඒකට මෙන්න මෙයා find solutions හොයාගන්න කියලා ඒ කිව්වල යා මොකද කරන්නේ you need to. So therefore you have, that is why I asked in the previous lecture, you have to find the problem. It should be a real world problem, right? So you all are undergraduates, you are finding your research should be about the finding a solution for a practical world problem. Most probably it may link with your discipline, your accounting discipline. So you have to identify a research problem in the accounting, everything, taxation, whatever your stream. Should be a practical one, right? So then when we are bringing the academic perspective, you can include some, yes, you can definitely include some previous researchers' findings. What else? How you can back, how you can confirm whether there is a research question, what may be the important things, how you can back this research problem, including some, how you can confirm some facts. In 2023, the inflation rate is 9%. Right? I like that one in my research problem. I'm doing a research problem. I have a research problem regarding the inflation rate and foreign direct investments. Is there a relationship between interest rates and the foreign direct investment? FDI here again. Then only interest rates are FDI to sambal taratiya. So then when I'm highlighting that my research problem, so then I have to take some figures regarding the inflation rate. So I included the inflation rate. How much is it? Is it 80? Is it enough? You? No. Okay, the third to visit. That's it. Then what we done then? This is for that. Then what done? This side is happening. This side is not properly. Yeah, maybe. Okay, that's it. Then what? That then what? Okay. Function में ना इतना okay नहीं है इसी. This happening. This part है दाल दिया. And even that next जगह इन्हें कहीं दाल दिया ना पूरे में ना एक पास से तो बता capitalize पर एक दाल एक बार में एक दाल settle. Right? Okay. Right. We discuss about inflation rates, right? So then I highlight that only 2023 boys, you are handling the machine. No. So then inflation rate 2023 it is 9%. I meant that sentence. So then how I can confirm whether it is 9% or 10%? Yes. ChatGPT. Okay. Good. Central bank reports. Central bank reports. What else? ChatGPT. Very good. Census and Statistics Department. Cat reports. What else? Okay. Most probably I'm going to discuss about the central bank report and the statistics department reports and coming to the report perspective. But the very good question, AI detection. Right? Can you cite it? You know in-text citation, no? In-text citation done, no report later, but I'm going to ask you to in-text citation. So the in-text citation you get AI to the answer, ChatGPT to the answer. Can you put the person who gave that answer? I can, yes. Can you? Depends.
No, directly got that.
You can.
ChatGPT.
Yes, that means you can ask that figure from the ChatGPT, but when it comes to academic writing, can you put that one? No, you can't. So therefore, you need what? Academic writing, we are taking the citations. We are taking the citations. Next lesson, we are discussing about the in-text citation and the references. After now, I hope you know about something regarding the citations. You have to cite them. AI detection, AI is a very good tool, not AI. There are a lot of AI tools, not ChatGPT and likewise. So then it's a very good tool, but not for the, yes? Yes, not for the citations. Actually, you can get something new, but you can't include those things in the directly to their reports. You have to take the idea behind that one. So then you have to write it in your own words. If you are writing in your own words, you don't need to cite. But if you are citing something, some statistic things, you definitely need to cite those things. Report data, the website data, plus the conferences data, you need to bring the citation. If it is inflation, GDP, and likewise, you can directly get the support from the reports, CBSL report. Last week, I gave you the CBSL report link for whatever the thing. Last week, okay. Okay, फिर साल में का कई मानस से लीड गया थी मान लीजिए कि बात इनपुट पर बैंक वाला निकल मंगवाने को मानता नहीं वाला उधर वाला थी So you can highlight some real world scenarios also, situations, reports, situation data, and then you can include some personal experiences, management cases when you are developing your research problem. So this is how you need to build your research problem. The most important thing to do a research, to start a research, what you should have. You need to have a problem. Right? Heart of the research is research problem. You should have a problem. Based on that one, we are developing the research topic. So that is why I didn't give you the first portfolio activity, development of the research topic. Right? If I ask to develop the research topic without any knowledge regarding the research problem or approach the ultimate or failure. So now you have the idea regarding research problem. Based on the research problem, we are converting it to the readable topic. So that is our purpose. So now I hope you all are starting with the research development of the topic. Right? Okay, no? Yeah. Right. So this is the home activity. You do it as a homework activity. Right. Okay. So I will give you one example regarding the research problem. the LMS. Created your own groups and tell me the research problem there. I gave you the scenario, right? I gave you the scenario, I gave the description there, right? Develop the research problem for the given scenario. What may be the research problem? You already discussed. Only one. Special thing, we don't have the research problems. Very good question. We don't have the research problems. We only have one research problem, right? But we may have this part we discussing about research questions and objectives. We may have research questions and objectives, but if it is regarding the research, only one research problem is a one. So therefore, no research problems. So therefore, identify the research problem there. You all are one, right? From here to here. We just discuss. We next week you will be 15A students, 16 students. Otherwise, you all are sitting in same section. Able you all are for the number. Okay, I have given scenario, right? Research problem is given to you. Yes. Research problem. Yes. From here. Person who asked me to go earlier, that person, and then the next week, right? Where are the last corner, do that purple color, and then here. Right? Problem statement. Right? Okay. Boys. to identify the problem? Good. How many books we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. You just read the scenario and identify the research problem point. One minute, I have a question. So, okay, this is a group activity. Now you need to identify the problem there. What is the problem? It describes the problem. Approximately 2 or 3 pages. Right? Don't tell us there are no pages. So it seems it is a 5 pages, so that is why I gave you the 2 activities. Otherwise, if it is a 1 page or 1 para, I will give you the individual activity. Just read it. Actually, first member read the first paragraph, or else the second member read the second paragraph, and tell us the idea behind what this is trying to identify about.
That's good.
That's it. You can't entirely read this one. Then at least it takes 1 hour. You first highlight the things that the paragraph describes. Right? So there are some specific terms there. You first identify what those. Therefore, as a group point, you will otherwise you will be able to identify them or else generate some new idea. All of the students are here. Approximately how many students there is sitting? How many students from here? Problem is written down as the question mark, right? In the form of question. What? How? Right? If it is really regarding the quantitative research, we are starting what? We are not including why. Because by is a descriptive word, so you can't quantify the. We ask the question why we can't quantify. Wait, how many the reason? In a one sentence, write down the problem statement. We are calling it as a problem statement. Once you describe the background regarding the research problem as the paragraph, at the end of this section, you need to write down the research problem statement. So I asked the first thing you need to highlight what are the areas this problem highlighted or is indicated. And second, you write down the research problem. According to your perception, what may be the research problem? Problem statement. I need a group activity, yeah? So I gave you the group activity. This is the lesson. I'm not going to discuss anymore. This is the lesson. So this is what you have developed the research. So now I'm asking read question number. First, if it is not clear, first identify what this paragraph discuss about. So there are some turning points. Okay? So there are some key points regarding this question. So the basic highlighted points are there. Also, the identified paragraph discuss about these findings and in the questionable manner. Right? Okay. Identify. Analyze the facts. It includes report data, it includes empirical evidences, previous researchers' findings may be there. And then identify the independent variable there, right? Dependent variable may be there. The research area is there, sample is there. You just highlight those things. Research problem discuss all about these things. Basically, independent and dependent variable behavior in Sri Lankan context or international context, and then it identify the what is the link between these dependent and independent variables. Identify problem is sample. What is sample? What is the problem in this sample? That is here instantaneous. More data, citations, all are there.
Yeah, that is technology use करके भी आपने नोट करेंगे
What are the key points from this each paragraph? Each paragraph describes something specific thing. First, if it is not clear, first identify what each paragraph describes about. So then write it. एक paragraph में given idea is not clear. ये idea clear is clear. Other way around, you can give this the entire description to ChatGPT and ask what is the research question there. That's the easiest way. But you won't be able to develop your research problem according to that. You may be in a trouble. एक paragraph में केवल ताकि देना था केवल विद्यार्थी चला गया आगे There are so many places.
Para yang para kerjaan.
Stars. I'm really happy about my focus about research part. Clara. Goodbye. What is the idea? What is yes, you got it. What is the idea behind that one corner? Put up. Just listen to him. Huh? Use the fintech services. Okay, tell me what are the main points there? What are the main points there? Any other? Let's discuss about the environmental friendly co-friendly services. Yes, again, what it highlights about. So they are set co-friendly activities. What else? Your group? Anyone from the group?
Yeah.
You all need break? Okay. Have a 5 minutes break and come. I will see. Have a 5 minutes break and we can stop it at 5:50. Not up to 6:30, no? So then we can finish earlier. You have a 5 minutes break and come. It's time. Share the message. We pass it. Okay. So we start. What are the other points they are going to highlight? First group. Yes. Not first paragraph, and other points, so they have highlighted that. So then the particular problem is discussing about the financial services, fintech services, right? Other than that's one what they identified about. Okay, the fintech adaptation, financial services, they describe about the fintech adaptation, what else? Other than that one, so they are first group, they identified the particular research problem is describing about the financial or else what did you highlight for the fintech services? No. Services, no? Services. Eco-friendly services. So they highlighted that it describe about the financial technology, fintech, what else? Yes, yes, tell me. What are the things that the respective research problem describe about?
That can agency adoption of fintech to green banking practices.
Okay, very good. Another term, it highlighted the green banking practices in Sri Lankan context. What are the green banking practices and the challenges? What did you do? Challenges and the challenge. So what are the barriers towards the identification of these green banking practices and the financial services? What else? Fintech adaptation, right? What it identifies it. Lack of knowledge in where? New system. What are the new systems we discussed there? No, we identify the systems. Are there the systems? What are the systems? Digital transformation. It describes about digital transformation. What else? Green banking. Operations. Okay, what is green operations? Green operations in where? Yeah, yes. In where? Green operations. Where? Financial services, describe about the digital transformation, green operations, challenges as green banking practices and fintech services. What else? Yes, there are a lot of things. What else? The highlighting the financial system there in Sri Lanka? No idea. Financial institutes? No. Islamic banking, commercial banks. Read that one, it identifies the financial system there. Right? Commercial bank. Commercial bank, licensed commercial banks are there. Right? So other than that one, it identifies about the some of the research theories, isn't it? Yes, research theory explanations are there. Perceived benefit, perceived usefulness of these. Likewise, fintech adaptation. Yes, technology adaptation. Right? What else? Practical context. What it highlights about? And it identifies the research gaps. Research gaps at the main problem with what kind of research gaps are there? It identifies the empirical evidences. It confirms that, right? Previous findings are there. Having had research findings, theory. Report evidences, theory. Read the last paragraph. Okay, read the last paragraph. Yes. Accordingly, several studies have researched fintech research areas with the different viewpoints. That means it identifies the empirical evidences. Right? So then, and numerous studies have been undertaken to the date to determine the link between technological innovation and the environmental performance. Technological innovation and the environmental performance have been tested. Right? So then, however, little attention have been paid to the link between adaptation and fintech services towards the environmental performance in the context of banking institutes in Sri Lanka. Right? So what it highlights? All of the researchers or some of the researchers tested this relationship between financial services and the environmental performance. But in Sri Lankan context, so there are little studies available in this area. But in the international context, so there may be a lot of research regarding the same area. Right. So therefore, from the Sri Lankan point of view, the studies on the environmental performance and the adaptation of fintech are still in the infancy level, the opportunities for the developing new research agenda in the financial applications areas have increased in this research with a strong potential for creating high-value academic knowledge gap. On highlight which one? Academic knowledge gap, or else it is the academic knowledge gap. So then further, according to the central bank report, so this is how you can write down the research problem. It's cited by the central bank report, as per the central bank report. So then fintech is an emerging concept of the Sri Lankan financial sector. CBSL introduced several monitoring programs regarding these financial services. A sound understanding of the real nature of the fintech and its the contribution to the environmental performance of bank is needed as per the central bank report. So therefore, green banking operations in an emerging concept in Sri Lanka. So therefore, analysis of a mediation role of the green operation in between the fintech finance or fintech services and environmental performance is tested by this research. So therefore, what may be the research problem of this description under this description? Yes, your idea? Yes, what may be the research problem? So, what did you discuss? Yes. What is the research problem? What this paragraph try to identify about? Yes. මෙච්චර මේ මොනවාද මේ paragraph එකෙන් කියලා මේගොල්ලෝ explain කරන්න හදන්නේ. Questions? Okay. Right. So what is the financial services implementation for the impacting for the environmental performance? Yes. Your idea? Yes. Anyone from the group? Yes. Or did you do? Problem. How does expansion of the fintech services impact to the environmental components of the bank's execute? And then class, there is another one also. Okay, what is the green bank operations? What is the role of green bank operation in there? Yes, what is your idea? Yes, your group? Kahan's group. Yes? Okay, what are the challenges for the adaptation of green banking practices in Sri Lanka? Okay, another big point. Good. Yes. Your group, same group, no? Okay. Yes. What is the statement there? In understanding how the BTech services contribute to the environmental performance. Any idea? මොකද මේ description එක ඇවිල්ලා කියන්නේ banks ගැන කියනවා නේද central banks reports වලින් highlight කරන previous research findings කියනවා green operations කියනවා fintech කියනවා environmental performance කියනවා commercial banks කියනවා financial system එක ගැන කතා කරනවා මොනවද මේ කතා කරන්නේ මේක problem එකක් we describe one problem what's problem basically to identify the what happened to the organizational banks environmental performance because of the financial services. It's clear. So you can take the different perspective identification of challenges that is also can be applicable, but basically it describe about the what happened to the environmental performance because of the usage of the financial technology oriented services within the commercial bank in Sri Lanka. Right? So then you can write down the research problem. What is the impact of, right? If you want, you can write down here the research problem. What is the impact of, financial technology, fintech, what is the impact of fintech services? What is the impact of fintech services, financial technology services on environmental performance, of banks in Sri Lanka. That is the main problem in Sri Lanka, right? So other than that one, once we discuss about the mediator impact, we'll identify how we can link the mediator impact there. So there is a mediator impact also coming as a green operation mediated relationship. Up to now, that is little bit weighted context to you. So therefore, we keep the research problem. How does the green banking, how does the financial services, fintech services impact the environmental performance? Or simply, what is the impact of the financial services onto the environmental performance? Right. So based on the research problem, you can derive the research questions, right? Based on the research problem, you can derive the research question. Based on the research questions, you can develop the research objective. 3-4 parts in your first chapter: problem, research questions, and the objectives, right? Research problem is cover broad area, right? It's a broad area. That is the broad problem that we have. So what is the role of the research question? Can you attempt the research problem directly? If it is regarding the poverty, can you get you identify poverty? No, you can't, right? So therefore, we are dividing the research problem into the sub-segments called as the research question, since we don't have the entire access to the answer for the research problem directly. So normally we can't approach the research problem directly. Why? It's cover a broader area. So therefore, what you can do is you divide this research problem into the sub-segment called as the research questions. By answering the research questions, ultimately you may be able to answer for your research problem. So therefore, research problem is derived based on the research questions may be derived from the research problem. Right. So then Quantitative and qualitative research, we have two types of research. If it is a quantitative, so there is a separate way of developing the research question. Plus, if it is a qualitative, so there is another techniques or there is another platform how we can derive the research question. If it is a quantitative research, right? If it is a quantitative research, always quantitative in the sense we are dealing with the numbers. And we are dealing with the numbers. If it is so, it's a quantifiable thing. Right? If it is a quantifiable thing, what kind of research questions we can address? Normally, that kind of research question started with the what and how. We are developing the research question with the WH format plus does, do, and is. Right? So that is the way of developing the question. If it is a quantitative research, we are starting it with the normally what, and then we can use does, do, and is, or are, and then plus how. WH format, how. But if it is a qualitative research, we don't use the word what. What is the word that we can use? Yes? If it is a qualitative, we are exploring something. We are going to have the perception. We are going to have the belief and values and other things. So exactly we can take the word how. The word how may be taken to the both quantitative plus qualitative, but the most important word is if it is a qualitative, we can start the research question with the why. Right? Why the poverty? What is the reason? What if we take the one? So you can quantifiable is why Sri Lankan general public are having suffering from the poverty, right? So what are the reasons? Likewise, you have the chance to explore this. You have the chance to develop this research topic. If it is a quantitative, you have to use how and then the what is and does and the are, do, and likewise. If it is a qualitative, you have to start definitely with the term why, and sometimes you can have a chance to take the how also. Okay. Regarding the previous research problem, what is the research problem there? What is the impact of financial services on the environmental performance? Can you directly approach that one? How you can divide the research problem into research questions? Yes, we can divide the research problem into sub-segments. So then how you can develop that, how you can develop the research question for the given scenario. Now what we are doing is we are going to identify the financial services, how the financial services will contribute to the environmental performance. What are the examples for financial services? Fintech services, not financial, financial technology oriented services. Examples, fintech services. Yes, financial plus technical services provided by the banks. Yes, very good. Online banking, what else? Yes, what else? Card systems, okay, ATM, CD, whatever the thing, card systems, very good. What else? Online banking, card system, what else? Yes? Services. POSS, okay. Yes, boys. Sustainability. Sustainability club to group. Yes. What is your name, sir? I can't remember your name. Amar. Ahmed. Okay, Ahmed. What may be the other services? QR payments, good. Yes, what else? Me, what else? Pharma services. So these are research, okay. Yes. card, online banking, mobile banking, and so those are what? Example for the financial services. Financial services. So what we are going to do, we are going to identify if the companies are implementing these kind of a services. Is it contribution for the environmental performance? What indicates about the environmental performance? We can now go that PHI. What do you mean by the environmental performance? Environmental performance. Very good. Paperless printing. What else? Sustainability. Okay. It covers the entire thing. Paperless. What else? Okay, time saving. Green policies are there. We are implementing green policies. So those are coming as the environmental performance. What else? Environmental performance. Environmental performance oriented. So wastage, right? Wastage. The other one, electricity, the reduction of electricity. So those are coming under the environmental protection activities. So then what we are going to do, we are going to identify if the companies are adopting technology, fintech oriented services, what happened to this environmental performance, right? When we are identifying this broader perspective, can we directly approach it? No, we can't. What may be the first task? What is the first thing that you can identify? Yes, Sudha, what is the first thing that you can identify? Yes. First, you can identify the level of adaptation of these financial services in these banks, right? So we are discussing about a lot of financial services. First, we can identify their level of adaptation. यार कोई तरह online banking system को use करना मत, ने यार कोई तरह the current system by the case of the first one is you can identify the level of adaptation. So I'm explaining how you can derive, how you can make the sub questions or it's a question, how you can divide the main research problem into the subset. Right? When you're addressing that main problem, you have the chance to identify the identification of level of adaptation. So then first one, what may be the level of adaptation of these fintech services? What else? What may be the other questions? ඉස්සල බලන්න පුළුවන් මේ දෙන්න අතර තියෙන සම්බන්ධතාවය බලන්න කලින් මේගොල්ලෝ කොයිතරම් දුරකට මේවා ඇඩැප්ට් කරනවද කියන එක බලන්න පුළුවන්. What else? Yes? Who? Okay, the responsible parties who are adapting this. Okay, good. Who prepare the reports for the e-waste rate or whatever the reduction of this environmental performance good. So then we can identify the who are engaged with this fintech activities. Okay. What else? Yes. What are the environmental practices? What are the environmental management practices? Eco-friendly practices? What are the financial practices or what are the financial technology practices? You can have the chance to identify these things. What else? Yes? It should be relevant to the research problem, huh? Right. Yes. This transaction is one of the technique, medical services. What may we have a chance to explore these things? Explore these things as a questionable matter.
Authorities to control.
So that all that comes under the all that comes under the word who is responsible for this entire activity. Other than that one, yes,
Okay.
yes. No any questions. So then you can identify what is there any relationship between these two variables? So what is the independent variable there? The financial services, fintech services. What we are going to do, we are going to identify is there a relationship between these fintech services towards which one? Environmental performance. What is the dependent variable? The environmental performance. We can identify there is a relationship between these two variables. So once you identify there a relationship, then you can test the what is the impact of implementation of the financial technology towards the environmental performance, right? So that is how you can divide the main problem into the subsegment. මම ඉන්නවානේ clear කියලා ඔයාලට හදාගත්තාම problem එක එයාව එකපාරට approach කරන්න පුළුවන් ද අපිට බෑ. එහෙනම් එයාව මොකද කරන්නේ? caliber එක කඩාගෙන යනවා. ඒ කඩනවට තමයි අපි කියන්නේ මොනවද? research questions. Research questions වලට තමයි approach කරන්නේ. So then once you find the answers for the research questions, you maybe have the chance to identify the answer for the entire research problem. The next one, research objectives, right? If we have the research question, 4 research questions, you should have 4 research objectives, right? The research question is converted to the objective. That is the aim that you have. If you have a question, right? If you have a money problem, right? So what you are doing? Your aim is to recover that financial problem. So therefore, the question is converted to the research, converted to the objective. So therefore, each and every research question should have a research objective. The specific way of writing research objectives is we have to start the research objective with the specific term to, right? It's must. If it is a research objective, you have to start with the word to plus the action verb, right? Action verb. So why? See here, first one. So there are some specific action verbs you can use, right? First one, it may be the find out, to find out the relationship between X and Y. Sometimes it may be to investigate the relationship between X and Y. Third one, to identify to investigate, to explain, to assess, right? To explore. And the other one, what may be? Determine. Right, all of these action verbs are having a specific character, what it is. So those are quantifiable things, right? If it is identified, okay, we'll take to understand. If you make the verb understand there with the word to, is it quantifiable? By doing the research, right? Can you understand something? So we can understand, but as a research objective, we are not including the word to why. So you can't measure the understand. Right? What understand, but you can't measure. So therefore, that kind of words are normally not included into the research objectives. Research objective, all of the action verbs should have the character quantifiable. It should be a quantifiable. If it is identified, exactly it is determined, okay, assess, examine, those are quantifiable research action verbs. So therefore, don't start the word to understand the other word. The likelihood, to identification of likeliness. So those can't be measured. So therefore, we are not including that kind of the dates, right? Okay, so that is the end of this lesson. You can't go. Okay, the example is given to you. Right. We completed. So now we have completed the problem and the research questions and objectives. So that means we can do the portfolio activity number 2 also. But we are starting with the portfolio activity number 1. Right? We have the portfolio activities, 5 portfolio activities, which are having 2 marks. 2 into 5, that means entire 10 marks for the research portfolio activity. So then proposal, we have the 40 mark for the proposal, right? So when we are developing the proposal, it is not a just one overnight process. You have to spend at least more than 1 month to prepare this proposal. Right? So then, the process that we are normally applying, you have to deal with the research portfolio activity. The first portfolio activity is identification of research topics from the 3 areas, right? So you have to develop the 3 research topics. We identify how we can develop the research topic, independent, dependent, and the research sample should be there, right? Research topic definitely derived based on the research problem. We discussed the research problem very clearly. So now you need to identify the research problem and then find out 3 research problems in your discipline and then develop the research topic, 3 research topics according to these 3 problems. So all the problems තුනක් හොයාගන්න. ඒ problems තුනට අනුව research topics හදන්න. When you are developing the research topic, you need to include dependent, independent, and the sample. The deadline is Friday. Right? So up to now we spent 5 weeks time. So therefore you have some idea regarding the research. You should have to identify 3 problems and then convert those problems into the topics. But unfortunately, we are not allowing the corporate governance research, right? Working capital management research, dividend policy research, and likewise, you need to identify a practical problem in the real world, identify the management problem, and convert that problem into the research topic. Right? I will take one by one in the next week. Okay. So out of that 3 research topics, we are developing the research proposal. So therefore, be careful on selecting the research topic with the problems. Okay. So deadline is Friday. Yeah? Okay. Thank you very much for your participation.